Maddox and I thought we would hang out, crush some Timbits and a coffee, and we are going to talk about the best hiking gear that we used when it came to backpacking with a kid. What are we going to talk about first?
Sleeping bag.
That was a mouthful of Timbit and sleeping bag. Probably a different choice than a lot of people go for when it comes to taking their kids hiking. A lot of people use the Morrison Outdoors Little Mo setups, and those are pretty sweet and pretty swanky. But when it came to backpacking with Maddox here, I decided to just kind of use what I had. And I think I discovered a big win in terms of sleeping with a kid because we've gone with a Zen Bivy sleep setup for Maddox here. It gives him the ability to kind of toss and turn and roll around. He's very warm. He doesn't get uncovered. So if you've got like an active sleeping kid, these Zen Bivy setups are pretty awesome. And kind of the thought behind it is this is a setup that's going to grow with him. So, when he gets older and becomes a teenager and an adult and that kind of thing, this sleep setup should still fit him. Do you want to say anything about your sleeping bag, Maddox?
I'm sleeping in it.
You like sleeping in it. Is it warm?
Mm-hmm.
Is it comfy?
Yeah.
So in terms of a sleep setup, the big win for us in terms of backpacking with a kid is the Zen Bivy sleep systems.
We're going to talk about our backpack.
That's right. We're not going to dive into the specifics of his backpack here. It's the VOD Puck 10. It's just a little tiny kid's backpack. Just any backpack for your kid when it comes to taking them out on a trip is going to be huge. I know he absolutely loves it for being able to carry some books and snacks and just to kind of have his own stuff when he's carrying it on a trail. A couple of things that we've added to his backpack that made it super cool for him. I got this little 3D compass thing with a carabiner and a thermometer on it, and Maddox got a whistle. Loves the whistle. A backpack for your kid just so they can carry a little bit of stuff. Obviously at 3 years old, he's not carrying a ton of gear, but loves his backpack, likes bringing it, usually carries his stuffies in there. And that's going to lead us into number 3. One of the most important pieces of gear when it came to backpacking with my kid is a stuffy. Do you want to talk about your stuffy?
Buddy.
And what is Buddy?
My bear.
Hold him up so everybody can see him. So this is Buddy. This is Maddox's go-to comfort stuffy. This was a big thing for us on our backpacking trips. Just his ability to bring Buddy with us helps him sleep at night, keeps him happy. What do you want to say?
I love it.
He loves Buddy. So yeah, bringing a stuffy for your kid out on a backpacking trip, very important piece of gear. And what do we have now, Mr. Maddox?
Tent.
What color tents do we have?
Blue and red.
Maddox wanted to talk about our blue and red tents, and I thought that was a pretty sweet piece of gear to talk about. The blue one here is the Acropolis 3 from Alps Mountaineering, and this big red guy here is the Elixir 4 from MSR. We went with these two specific tents here because I actually didn't have any freestanding tents that would work for a family of our size with 4 of us now. And Maddox and I got to testing these out this summer. Having the bigger tents for a toddler was huge. Obviously, when you got kids, they're going to want to play in the tent. So just, giving him that room to kind of, jump around and do his thing inside the tent was big. He thought it was really cool that they were blue and red. Do you want to say anything else about the tents? What did you like about the tents?
Sleeping in it.
Like sleeping in the tents. They work pretty good, hey? They keep us nice and dry and warm?
Mm-hmm. Let's talk about our noodles.
Ah, yes, our noodles. So when we were talking yesterday about prepping for this video and talking about gear that we really enjoyed on hiking trips, one thing Maddox said he really liked was white noodles. And that specifically was the chicken Alfredo noodles that we brought. I'll pop a little clip of it up on the screen for you guys. But Maddox wanted to talk about the white noodles that we brought on a backpacking trip. He really liked the food. Food was a big thing for him on our hikes. A couple things that we added when it came to food that really helped for him on our hikes was bringing a bowl. Now I've got these Fossil's bowls. They're pretty sweet. They're pretty packable. They fold down nice and flat, giving him the ability to have a bowl to eat out of instead of a bag. I mean, on a backpacking trip, I'll eat my food out of the bag that I'm rehydrating it in, but giving him a bowl to eat out of was a big help. It made...
It's empty.
It's empty now, but it made eating for him a lot easier. Another thing that we added when it came to
It's not
food
full
for
right
him.
now.
Nope, it's not full right now, bud. But another thing that we added when it came to food for him was I actually brought just a small, simple white garbage bag, and I tore a hole in the top and out of the arms, kind of, like you would make as like an old school rain poncho when we were all kids. A toddler eating in the backcountry, it's messy. You don't want to get, food all over their clothes. So yeah, just a simple white garbage bag as a bib. That helped a lot. Clothing was another big one when it came to hiking with Maddox here. Just a couple pieces of clothing in particular that I picked up that made the whole experience a little better. One of Maddox's favorite pieces of gear that he used all year, and it wasn't just for hiking, was his little adventure pants. We picked up these zip-off pants from Decathlon. They are very lightweight. They dry fast. They zip off into shorts. He absolutely loved them. He loved bringing out his adventure pants. The one downside is he outgrew them this year, so we're gonna have to get him a new pair next year. But these will get passed down to my daughter. It's kind of one of the cool things about hiking stuff for kids is either picking stuff up secondhand or having hand-me-downs for your next kid coming up. That's gonna be a lot of this stuff here is gonna be hand-me-downs for my daughter and learning experiences when it comes to taking her on hikes. I'm personally not a big fan of sunscreen. I hate the feel of it on my skin. I hate having it on my hands.
Let's talk about pencils now.
We're not talking about the pen. I hate putting it on him. I hate getting it on my hands. Getting him a little sun hoodie that he wore all the time was really nice. Gives him sun protection. Sun hoodies, I'm a big fan of them for myself, big fan of them for my kids. You can't go wrong. A really nice comfort that we had when we were in camp on our trips. Can't really see a ton of it here. I'm sitting in it, but having a camp chair. When it came to hiking with him, bringing a chair to just give him a comfortable spot to sit was big. He loves the chair. He likes using it at home, so it was just kind of one of those comforts to have for him out on trail. Not something I will typically carry for myself, but when it comes to hiking with my kids, a camp chair is definitely one of those things I'm glad I had. And, with the addition of my daughter coming into the world and, she's going to be added to our hikes for next year, obviously we're going to have to get more camp chairs, it looks like. What do you think, bud?
Good.
Yeah, you like the chair?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah? Want to say anything about the chair?
Let's talk about this.
Okay. Well, Maddox is not having fun talking about the chair. He would rather talk about his other kind of chair, the Trail Magic Carrier. This is a carrier that's built to go in conjunction with a hiking backpack or a backpacking bag. It hooks onto your load lifters and your kid's got a nice comfortable seat in front of you. Very, very quick and easy to get your kid in and out of this. It packs down pretty small. I typically will just carry this in like one of the side pockets on my bag. And when he wants it, I'll just whip it out, clip it on, have it deployed. And then from that point on, once I've had it put on, I usually just leave it on. That's a cool. Okay, can you pull your shirt down? What are you doing?
I'm showing off my muscle.
Oh, you're showing off your muscles. All right. How about? Oh, that's some big muscles, bud. What do you think? What do you want to say about the carrier? Do you like it?
Yep. I wanna talk about inside of it.
Ah, yes. Maddox likes riding inside the carrier. It's one of his favorite things. As we're hiking along, his legs get tired. I pick him up, pop him in the carrier. He gets to ride with me. We have cool little chats. It's pretty comfy. Trail Magic Carrier. Cannot go wrong. Now we're going to talk about a piece of gear that Maddox has been bugging me to talk about this entire video. This is probably his favorite piece of gear to bring on a hike. What do you got, buddy?
Camera.
A camera. Kidamento had reached out to us, and they specifically make kids' cameras. They wanted to see if Maddox was interested in checking out one of their cameras. Very, very simple, basic little camera. They've got cool little designs here. This one here is a sloth. Comes with a cool little carry bag. I think it's got like a purple unicorn on it. It's a decent quality little camera. It's got a little cover for the lens that comes off, and they're digital, very, very easy to use, very basic. I thought it was really cool after going on a backpacking trip with him with his camera. Just the things that he wanted to take pictures of when we were out there. Yes, he's going to show off the case. Flip it over the other way. Nice, cool little unicorn case. And he uses it almost every day, picks it up. So there's tons of pictures of me on there and mom and little baby sister and Wanda and Yeah, it was really cool. Just the things that he wanted to take pictures of when we were out hiking. You know, just the little rocks and leaves and sticks and stuff like that. Like I said, this is the backpacking gear that made backpacking with my son just a lot more easier, a lot more comfortable. Things that really, really worked for us. So if you're thinking about hiking with your kids, hopefully that gives you guys some gear ideas. Obviously, if there's some gear that I haven't talked about in this video that you guys think might make my experience better, drop it in the comments down below. It'll help me out, and obviously it'll help out everybody else involved. If you guys want to check out a couple of the backpacking trips that Maddox and I have done, I'll put links to the videos here and here over top of him. Check out either of those when you're done with this video. I'm sure you guys will love it. As always, guys, I am Maddie. This is Maddox. Thank you guys so dang much for watching. We'll see you on the next one. Say go Oilers go.
Go, let's go.
Go who?
Go, let's go.
Go Oilers go, baby.